It's Friday. You clock off work at 5 p.m. Everyone at work stopped being productive after a late lunch. Your co-worker leans over and asks you, do you want to go to the old stomping ground or to the new bar that's just opened up down the road? You're thinking, anywhere's fine. I just really want that drink. This week's been crazy busy. That was the cycle of my life, on and off for almost 15 years. I thought about quitting before, but never really committed to anything longer term. Sometimes I'd go out, enjoy a few drinks, and then head home. Other times I'd go out and spend way too much money on drinks, food, Ubers, entry fee, and end up waking up the next day, room spinning, a thumping headache, dry mouth, and memories missing from the night before. If you clicked on this video, you're probably in a similar situation to what I was. Or maybe you're just curious about quitting alcohol and how it may impact your life. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I post videos about my travels, food, fitness, and also just some lifestyle hacks that I've learned along the way. In today's video, I'm going to deep dive into the reasons why I decided to quit drinking alcohol, how my life has improved since, my current thoughts on alcohol, and some practical tips for you if you're considering giving up the liquid poison. It was December of 2022. I was working as a full-time team manager, just started Muay Thai a few months earlier, and was strong from my strength training, but still relatively unfit and had a little bit of excess body fat, usually around my stomach area, that I just couldn't shake. I would get tired towards the end of every week and would really just look forward to cracking that first alcoholic beverage on a Friday. It was a habit for me. I was counting down the days for the Christmas holidays, where most people would drink the most for the whole year, and notice a common denominator in why I was feeling tired and unmotivated. You guessed it, alcohol. I spoke to Lang about considering giving up alcohol for a little bit with me, considering we would always enjoy a drink or five together on the weekend, just to see if he was keen on joining in on my little experiment, and he was. So while most were getting ready to get sloshed over Christmas and New Year's, Lang and I rung in the new year without a drop of alcohol, waking up early to train and enjoy the day. I found it pretty interesting because I had no real desire to drink, and after a few weeks I started noticing a few changes in my body and in my lifestyle. The first one being productivity. Alcohol impairs brain function, affecting your memories, decision-making abilities, and concentration. Over time, these can actually accumulate, making it harder to perform tasks efficiently. Without alcohol, my mind started feeling clearer, and I found that I had sharper focus for longer periods of time. It is within the first couple of months that I started really thinking seriously about how I want to spend my days, what I wanted to do for work, and what I want to accomplish over the next couple of years. I had already started my personal training course in June of 2022, but I was kind of just floating through, slowly getting through the modules and assessments, but I really started to pick up the pace to get this ticked off as soon as possible so I could start working in what I wanted to do. Even looking after the house with the cleaning and maintenance became more enjoyable and less of a chore for me. Which brings me to my next benefit, improved health. Alcohol consumption can lead to a myriad of health problems, including liver disease, heart problems, and weakened immune system. I noticed an increase in my energy levels, making it easy to be more consistent with my gym routine and actually not being hungover on the weekend so I could actually train. My body composition had already started to change slightly when I started Muay Thai, but as I mentioned earlier, I always seemed to have this stubborn pudge that was on my stomach. After a few months of no alcohol, it miraculously disappeared. Of course, I still ate well and exercised, but it seems that the calorie-dense alcohol was the final factor of why I couldn't lose that excess body fat. Another super important factor with alcohol and how it affects your body is disrupting your sleep. And sleep is, in my opinion, one of the best things to recover. If you're unwell or if you've done a really heavy session and you need to recover the body, sleep is most important, particularly REM sleep, which is rapid eye movement. This stage of sleep is actually crucial for cognitive function like memory consolidation, emotional regulation, and overall mental health. Alcohol consumption, particularly at night, disrupts the quality and duration of REM sleep. The first half of the night may have suppressed REM stages, which affects the overall balance of your sleep cycle. Another thing that takes a hit if you're drinking too much alcohol quite regularly, alcohol is expensive, whether you're buying drinks at a bar or drinking at home and local. By quitting, I started saving money that would otherwise be spent on alcohol. Right before I stopped drinking, I was buying 2 to 3 4-packs each weekend of the Bondi Spritz, which is full of sugar from our local bottle-o, which costs $22 per pack. If I calculate that over 12 months, that's over $3,000 that I was spending just on drinks, drinking at home. But that's just drinking at home. We would often go out for drinks and events and dinners and things like that, which was always accompanied by alcohol. Cocktails nowadays are anywhere between $15 to even, I've seen $30 somewhere, plus food, plus Ubers, plus public transport. That's a lot of money when you add it up. I've found that by removing alcohol from my life, I've been making better, more informed decisions with my money and spending my money on things that are of more value to me. My thoughts on alcohol now. I referred to alcohol before as liquid poison, but I don't think it's inherently a bad thing. I've definitely had some really fun times whilst drinking alcohol, out with friends, socializing, meeting new people. Even though we officially decided to stop drinking in December of 2022, we actually went overseas to Japan in 2023. And there was absolutely no way that I was going to be giving up on the 100 yen umeshu boxes from 7-Eleven. So we drank a few alcoholic beverages here and there in Japan because why not? But when we came back to Australia, it was straight back to no drinking for me, and it actually felt like quite a natural move. I have been to several social events where people have been drinking, but I myself have had no urge to drink whatsoever, which is really interesting because you always think that you're going to be the complete buzzkill if you're the only person that's not drinking. And I actually feel empowered when I say, no, I don't want to drink, or no, I'm not drinking tonight, thanks. Even if you get the standard,
"Aw, you're no fun,"
or
"Come on, just have one,"
your real friends will accept your decision without poking and prodding any further. So here are some very practical tips that you could potentially use if you're considering either removing alcohol completely or just cutting back a little bit. So I understand that not all people can just simply make the decision and go, okay, I'm not going to have any alcohol and then just stick to it. It is very hard, especially if you're finding alcohol quite a compliment to your life and very enjoyable. But I think if you clicked on this video, you're probably thinking the other way. So the first thing I would suggest is writing down the reasons as to why you want to quit alcohol or even just cut back alcohol. So be really clear about why you're doing something, because if you don't have the why, you won't be able to commit. Could be anything between health benefits, financial savings, better relationships with your significant other, but figure out why it is that you're wanting to quit alcohol or cut back. And I think as part of that goal is deciding whether you want to completely cut it out, or if you just want to cut it back, be really specific about how much you want to cut it back by. So if you have 4 glasses of wine a night, maybe you can cut it back to 2 glasses of wine a night. That's something that's quite specific. Create a plan, and one of those things is actually identifying the triggers of why you drink alcohol. So for me, I was looking forward to that drink of alcohol because towards the end of the week, I would be tired, I'd be exhausted from a really busy week, sometimes really stressful situations, which were always really centered around work. I have since left the corporate world and I'm now doing my own thing as a personal trainer, doing mobile PT, as well as transitioning out of being in a gym. But I really love what I do. So I have absolutely no desire to crack that first drink on a Friday because I have no desire to. I have nothing that I'm trying to escape from. And even just not drinking at all, I've been able to get rid of that habit and make a new habit of not drinking. Plus, I think it's always really important that if you're cutting out drinking completely, that you need to find something to replace it with, and that's not another vice. If you're drinking alcohol and you replace that with smoking, that's probably not the best option because it's one poison to another. So maybe find something that's quite healthy for you to do instead of drinking alcohol. So you could go to the gym, you could go for a walk, you could do something else that's going to benefit you, your mental health, your physical health, rather than drinking. Another big thing is seeking support. So if Lang was not on board and willing to do this little experiment with me, I would have found that quite hard because I really enjoy the time that we would go out and we'd have drinks, but we don't keep the alcohol in the house, and we both have no desire to drink on the weekends or at all. So if you've got someone at home or someone close to you that can support you in sticking to your goals and they're going to help you by doing the same thing, then that is even better. Changing your environment. Get rid of the alcohol out of the house. We actually have some cooking wine and things like that here, but even then it's up in the cupboard. I have no desire to really look for it. But if you're having that desire towards the end of the week, oh, maybe I should just have 1 glass of wine. No, just don't even have it in the house. It's kind of like having snacks. If I have Tim Tams in the cupboard, chances are I'm going to find them and eat the entire thing in one sitting because I just can't stop at one. So if you're like that with alcohol, get it out of the house. Social situations are going to be difficult. difficult. If you do find that you're unable to say no, I think the important thing is either bringing your support person. So Lang was also not drinking with me, so we would go there together, and just having him as another person not drinking was really helpful because I had someone kind of behind me and backing me up. But it doesn't mean that you can't just go up to the bar and say, cool, I'm just gonna order a non-alcoholic drink. No one actually cares. They do want you to enjoy yourself, but you can still say that you're enjoying yourself without having alcohol. But I think it's really crucial in the early stages of quitting because you're trying to form and make this a habit. Find new hobbies and keep yourself engaged. I have lots of hobbies, so I really don't have time to drink. I actually see that as a time waster now. Before, I would have drinks on a Friday afternoon, and if you asked me to do some work, whether it's editing a video, working on programs after having a few drinks, there would be no way in hell. I would just have absolutely no desire and feel very lethargic. But now I have all the time in the world to spend on hobbies and keeping myself busy doing other things, whether it's studying Japanese, working on my puzzle, editing videos, working on programs, and just exercising. And I think the other main point is to stay committed. So go back to day one of where you wrote down why you want to quit alcohol or why you want to cut back on alcohol, and remind yourself of where you're at and how far away you are from reaching your goals. If you've noticed some changes in your physical health or your mental health, make sure you're writing that down and keeping track of how far you've come in your journey. I think another really important thing is sometimes you can have setbacks, so try not to be too hard on yourself. It's important that you don't beat yourself up over it and then give up completely, but at the same time, it's also really important that you don't go, oh, well, I've broken the cycle now, I'm just gonna go back to drinking. Just accept that you've had a setback and think of ways to move forward and get back on track. Those are just a few tips that helped me stay on track and really remind myself as to why I've quit alcohol and the benefits that I've seen since. If you've been on a similar journey, please comment down below what's helped you, as it might help other people as well. But let me know your thoughts. Have you quit alcohol before? Are you on this journey at the moment? Or does alcohol just complement your life and you have no intention of giving up or cutting back? That's totally fine as well. But if you like this video, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and hit that notification bell so you won't miss any of our future videos and adventures and lifestyle updates. Until next time, keep exploring and stay curious. I'll see you on the next video.